Hello. Welcome to my restaurant. I'm cooking something good. Anyway, I'm here to give viewers a disclaimer. That's how good it is. But yeah, the fight scene in this video, is really gruesome and it's not for everyone. The following video contains content that may be disturbing to some viewers, including scenes of violence and intense imagery. Viewer discretion is advised. This content is intended for mature audiences only. Please proceed with caution. So keep that in mind if you decide to go forward with it. Let's begin.
Chapter 2 opens with a flashback. A small girl knelt in the darkness, her hands resting on the cold ground beside a lifeless body. Silence pressed in from all sides, broken only by the slow, creaking turn of a wheel. She turned and saw a man in a wheelchair holding a picture frame. He studied her quietly, then asked, "Do you want revenge?" The silver-haired, red-eyed girl replied if it was possible. The man's eyes narrowed. "Out of everyone in this world, how will you find the one who killed your sister?" She rose to her feet, her small fists clenching. "I'll kill them all. Every last one. Over and over until I find the right one." The memory faded, replaced by the present. Her red eyes burned with determination as she dashed forward. From inside her jacket sleeve, a knife slipped into her outstretched hand with a swoosh. Jade watched her, a smirk on his lips. With a casual pinch of his fingers, he snapped the knife in two, calling it a toy. He swung his right arm at her, but she ducked, feeling the air rush past her cheek. He came at her with a left punch, but she blocked it, her arms crossing in front of her. She countered with a quick jab, but Jade caught her fist easily. In a blur, he delivered a powerful punch straight to her face. Pain exploded as she flew backward, crashing hard against the ground. He flexed his fingers, disappointed. He asked if that was all she had. He expected more from her. He attacked again. She snatched up a bar stool, swinging it between them. Jade's fist smashed through the metal with a crunch, splinters and steel flying. The force sent her stumbling backward, arms aching from the impact. She grabbed a fire extinguisher and, with a whoosh, blocked another attack from Jade. The extinguisher exploded on contact, filling the room with a thick, white cloud. Jade coughed, blinking through the haze, searching for her shape in the fog. Suddenly, her foot shot out, a kick aimed at his chest. But Jade vanished, slipping out of sight. She froze, pausing as Jade appeared behind her, asking what made her think she could defeat him. She spun, launching a high kick, but Jade sidestepped with ease. His fist came up fast, an uppercut. Pain exploded in her jaw as she hit the ground hard.
Comment. So Chapter 1 hype was useless if she is just going to get beaten up like this. Ouch. I felt everything through the screen.
She fell. Jade continued his fury of attacks, saying she was not the first person to challenge him. She received a punch to the face. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continued to say that he had punched everyone who challenged him to death, just like what he was going to do to her. After a while, he stretched his hand with a simple word, "Die." He was getting ready to finish her off. But suddenly he felt something that made him flinch, something that made all the hair on his body stand up. He slowly looked down to see red glowing eyes and his hand being grabbed. He could not understand what he had just experienced.
Comment. Finally, some action. Took her a while. I was kind of expecting it since she is the main character. So there's no way our main character was going to lose.
The girl stood up, turning her head to the side before nonchalantly spitting out blood. She said now she understood how his superpower worked. It just took a while. She cast him a glance, her eyes flashing red like prey ready to hunt. For the first time, Jade felt a spike of fear. He tried to step back, but his feet barely moved before she was on him. It took just 1 second for her to plow through Jade's body with one step. For a moment, I thought she had become a vampire and dug out his heart, but instead, she just scraped his shoulder. Drip, 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 blood splattered at his feet. He grabbed his shoulder, screaming in agony, gritting his teeth, saying she was toying with him. The girl tilted her head, almost smiling. "Is that not allowed?" she asked, her hand crackling with blue electricity. Still refusing to back down, Jade roared and charged at her. But she was ready. Her fist shot forward, hitting his face with a force that made his world go white. For a moment, I thought it had exploded. His body tilted backward, knees buckling as his vision faded. The last thing he saw was her blurry outline, standing tall and unbothered. She looked down at him and said she would be disappointed if all the opponents she faced were as weak as him. As he fell into the black void, cold hands reached out, gripping him tightly. A voice whispered, "It's your turn now. You've taken too many lives." Refusing to accept his fate, Jade fought back, breaking free from the grasp. He dashed toward a distant light, a spark of hope igniting within him. A smile spread across his face. There's still hope. He began reaching out. But then he stopped. His outstretched hand hovered just before the club's harsh light. Suddenly, a firm hand pressed against his face, pulling him back. He was awake. He could escape the dream but not the reality. Before him stood the girl, her hand still on his face. Her red eyes burned with cold resolve. "I hope in your next life," she said quietly, You come back as a decent person. She raised her fists and, with powerful force, slammed his head onto the ground brutally. She stood up, looking at what he had become. On the floor lay his body, his eyes wide open, showing the horror he had experienced. His head was the source of the crack that appeared on the floor, displaying the impact. Blood trickled into the cracks. "There is no turning back," a voice said. "Everyone will be out to get you now." The man in the wheelchair commented that there would be stronger people than Jade. "Are you ready?" he questioned. With her back facing him, she said she was ready to face them. Another flashback appeared, showing when she met the man in the wheelchair. He introduced himself as a hero killer, displaying a sword which she grabbed. She thought, whoever got in her way, she would get rid of them with her own hands. Now grown, she stood there with a broken sword in her hand and bodies around her. She picked at her fingernail, continuing to say she did not care how powerful they were. The scene shifted to the present. Yellow police tape fluttered in the wind, closing off the crime scene. Forensic teams moved carefully around Jade's body, snapping photos and jotting down notes. Detectives stood nearby, their voices low. "Did you hear the news?" one asked, glancing at his partner. The other looked up, surprised. "Know what happened? They've already picked someone new to take Jade's place." The second detective's eyes widened. "He's not even 6 feet under yet." A man with a shabby beard shook his head. "You shouldn't be surprised. That's just how they do things." Another detective, this one with a battered hat, sighed. "Let's hope the next one's at least halfway normal." Bang! The door burst open. A figure kept his head low, crawling like a dog trailing a path of blood, mumbling to himself in a guttural whisper that didn't sound quite human. Sniffing until he found the source, Jade's body. His hands shook as he knelt beside Jade's body, grabbing Jade's limp hair and yanking his head up. The stranger pressed Jade's lifeless mouth close to his own ear. Aha. He nodded, quietly, listening as if the corpse was whispering secrets only he could hear. After Jade was supposedly done, he turned his head in shock, his orange hair striking against his blue or purple and green eyes. He stood up straight, still holding Jade's head, and sighed. Suddenly he walked forward, dropping Jade's head. It slammed into the floor with a thud. The orange boy brought his bloody hands to cover his face, vowing to avenge Jade. He stretched out his tongue, letting it glide, slow and deliberate, over his bloody palm. He closed his eyes, swallowing, breathing in the coppery taste. His shoulders jerked, sudden and sharp, like the twitch you see from those anime fans who have weird obsessions with their waifus. For a second it looked like he got hit with a wave of excitement, the kind that makes people's eyes light up when they see their favorite anime character in person. The way his body shivered, mixed with the blood on his face and hands, made the whole scene feel even more wrong. Thump thump, his heart pumped with blood as a figure started to appear in his mind. The blurry figure slowly became clear. The figure? The silver-haired girl who killed Jade. The orange boy's body shivered. He had a certain look on his face that was not normal. His name was Chaos. End of chapter 2.
Comment. The crazy boy that came in sniffing like a dog is Chaos. His entrance was something else. Even the way he treated Jade's body was on another whole different level. I kind of feel bad for Jade, but at the same time not really. We can already tell that his attitude was really nasty. His ego was really big too. Now, people really don't care that he died. They're walking over his body.